No, but I think, the power of my father's book, The Emperor Wears No Clothes, with all of the other great books that have been written on how to grow, how to develop seeds, there wasn't really there wasn't really anything out there that was the story of us or how we became or why we were where we found ourselves.
Hmm.
And my father's book was sort of that catalyst because it brought all of this information all out at once that was so, absurd because it was so contrary to everything that we had learned, as adults, as children, and as business entrepreneurs. That how did all of these things used to be made from cannabis, from clothing to lamp oil to you know medicines to everything that was part of our everyday existence. How were all of these things made from cannabis, yet none of us knew about it? And my father's book sort of opened up that box and said, look, when you're using cannabis to its full utility, all things are possible. Changing the narrative on the world's climate is potentially there as long as we will allow it to be there. And like you said, he wasn't saying that hemp was going to save the world, but it was the only thing that he felt that could, and that's because it touches every part of how we live in this human experience. Whether it's the plastic that comes in and out of our lives, whether it's the clothing that we wear, whether it's medicine or food, whether it's health supplementals, whether it's, feed for the animals on farms, materials to build our homes, fuels for our cars. All of these different things can be impacted by the embracing of this plant. And I think that it, for what the book was at its time, I think it's probably more relevant today than it was in 1985. Because today we have the technologies in order to really explore the different possibilities that cannabis can be and can become and can be utilized within our lives, where before, when he was writing, it was theorized because the technologies didn't exist, but you knew that it had some of the same elements. So, to be able to, for my father to be able to see that is so far in advance, like if you could embrace this, how much better would our lives be? And today we have the ability to actually execute on that. And I think that scares the industrial world in a way that the fuckery that is going on now within the compliance and regulation space of access to cannabis or hemp or CBD or extracted molecules or the different things that are part of cannabis. I think that the technology that is within this plant is so disruptive that it changes the profiles potentially of all of these mega corporations that are extracting, hundreds of billions or trillions of dollars out of our economy every decade or two, through the products that they make currently, making their products from non-renewable, devastatingly poisonous, substances, and that they could all be replaced by this one plant that could be grown by anybody, by you, by me. And, how dare you be able to plant a seed in the ground and grow your own health and well-being and sustainability. And, the way that the world works today is, that only comes with a pound of flesh.
Hmm.
If they don't want a farmer to be able to grow a voice, to grow power, to grow wealth and influence by being able to put a plant in the ground and water it
Hmm.
and change the world. They want to be the ones that control the world. So therefore, the only way they control us is by regulating our access to the plant and the ability to expand how we're able to use it into the future.